Hello and welcome back to Europa Universalis 4. I am Lord Forwind, here playing as England on the new rule Britannia patch, immersion pack. They really need to consolidate their terminology on that. So we have just gone and conquered Ireland, and apparently I just really annoyed the Pope as well, which is a bit of an issue. I do want to, at some point, pass this statute in restraint of appeals. At some point, we'll see. In the meantime, however, we've just defended the Pope, which could be a bit of an issue now that I think about it, seeing as France is the papal controller, I believe, still. Yeah. Let's avoid that for the moment. Get the Pope happy. Our current goal is to finish control of Ireland. We have to annex our one little vassal up here, which will net us actually some nice amount of more ships, which will be cool. Okay. That's kind of cool. Can I not ask for knowledge sharing? It'd be kind of cool if I could ask for knowledge sharing. No, apparently they have to offer it. Oh, that sucks. But we're going to try and rebuild our military, and then we're going to look into doing levy the troops, which will allow us to go after Scotland, probably. Might have to see if I can attack Scotland while France doesn't want to defend them or something. Luckily, whoops, what was that? Oh, knocked something off my desk. France is losing a war here, which actually, now I think about it, how are we doing in terms of... France still has a military. How are they losing this badly? Sorry, a little confused. Usually France with that large of a military is not losing any war. Unless they've gotten tied up doing something stupid. Which in retrospect is very possible. So if we were attacked, we'd have no allies, and everybody would join them. So let's not do that. Let's go for an advisor. Really inflation. I took the Lullard heretic event. That way we can tolerate more heretics in the event that we do it. I think we have to wait a while to trigger Anglicanism at some point. So the longer we wait, I think the better off we are. Yeah, I can afford that. I wish I knew I was losing so much money. Ah, corruption. There we go. That should be solved. Oh, apparently not this month. I guess because I still have some. Interesting. I guess we'll have to wait till it's cored. Then we can mess around with that. On the other hand, we're doing well religiously. So there's that. I know we haven't done anything. Tech-wise, we've got a long way to go. I really need this level 4 military tech, or if I fight a war with France, I'm just going to be wheat in front of the scythe or whatever. Sorry, I'm speaking in a medieval examples just because I'm playing a medieval-based game, I guess, to some degree. Boy, France is actually losing a war. This is unusual. I kind of hope they lose some land. I didn't actually get a chance to see if Burgundy had any unique missions, but I've got to think they do. Oh, there goes most of the Welsh culture. Considering no one can read triple Ys or triple Ds easily who speak English, it might be for the best in terms of language. And I really want this king to abdicate. 3 years and then he is gone, like immediately. No matter how bad the air is, he's gone. Right? Is that safe? Oh no, it isn't. Oh. Oof. That could be a problem. Well, at least the air is not going to be infertile, I hope. If it is, we could trigger the War of the Roses again. That wouldn't be good. I might just need to wait. We'll see. Anyhow, let's get some of this Irish land integrated into the Empire. Or what will be the Empire. Leinster. There we go. state. We can core some of that. Too few seats in Parliament. Okay, that's easily correctable. We'll make Wessex part of it. And then we need 45. Again, easily fixable. Wow, France has been demolished. What is their military? They still have a military. How are they losing this war? What is the French military up to these days? You know, knowing France, they're probably stuck in a province trying to merge. Okay, so France lost at least 2 provinces. Wow. That was a humiliating defeat for France. More importantly, Burgundy is going to be a powerhouse. That's going to be a bit of an adventure. I'll put in the treasury, I guess. More of that, the better. The more trade, the better off we are in the English Channel. At least right now we dominate it, but that's because we have Normandy, right? This one helps, the Seine estuary. I love how these 2 islands actually exist in this game. They still exist in modern life. They're actually still part of England, which is a bit amusing. The remains of their empire. Oh, Burgundy's being aggressive. France still has all their allies. Darn. What's going on down here? Castile and Portugal won their wars. That's good. Portugal got Gibraltar, though, which is interesting. Portuguese Gibraltar. What is it called now? It's just called Gibraltar. I was hoping for a unique name. Let's support the burghers for now. Can afford to offend the clergy a little bit. And then we'll take money from the burghers in exchange for favoring them. And let's annex this vassal. And then we've pretty much put the realm in order. It'll mainly be a matter of now prepping to see about dealing with either just Scotland or France. I'm almost tempted to attack Scotland because I might then be able to beat them up and then turn on France. On the other hand, if I attack France, then I can beat up Scotland and piece them out. Oh no, you're not who I want to go after. I could get Castile to join me in that war. France would not join me. Austria wouldn't. Portugal wouldn't. To attack France, Castile would still join. Austria would not. Portugal would not. Venice and Aragon would join. Either way, I can't do anything until I catch up in military tech, which is probably going to be the life of this king. When does his heir take over? Please tell me it's soon. Can you please give me like an age? Doesn't tell me the age of him. I mean, it does, but it doesn't tell me when he was born. That's annoying. If I go up this guy, I can get when he was inaugurated, which gives me a rough idea. It just says 14 for this guy, though. Guy Raleigh, congratulations. You've been... Time for you to serve your king. We'll put it that way. Austria has embraced the Renaissance. Speaking of the Renaissance, we must have it at least one of our provinces, right? Not as much as I would like. I mean, it is spreading in some of them. Plus, it is slowly getting developed in London itself. It's really got to be developed in Calais here, and then it will spread over the English Channel rather rapidly. Or not. These are some pretty poor territories. Huh. They weakened. I'm betting they weakened England's total development, but gave it better land. I have no idea. In the meantime, though, there's not much we can do on that matter. Just a matter of integrating Tyrone. There we go. Tyrone is part of our empire. Loading up these ships, shipping everybody over to London. And we'll leave it at that point. We'll send these guys out to do stuff. There we go. Check trade, English Channel. Yep, return home at war. Send these guys out to hunt for enemy fleets in the North Atlantic, which means they should, if I calculate things correctly, join up with my 22 stack fleet. Wherever they are. There they go. The Royal Navy. It's interesting how I get infantry combat ability now rather than like ship combat ability. Means I have a bit of an advantage early game if I can actually catch up in tech. I mean, I guess the English did have longbows for ages. I want Austria, whatever I'm up to. Austria brings quite a few troops to bear. Got to be an easy way of getting England into a better shape faster. But at least we've avoided the War of the Roses, so we're automatically in slightly better shape than one would expect. The fact that France is ahead in military tech is annoying, though. Plus, their military is weaker than ours at the moment. I'll give them that, but they've got a lot more manpower than us. The other in Brittany here might rebel. They reduce the autonomy of this region. Interesting. Doesn't feel like a good decision for France, but I guess they could probably survive a rebellion. Let's convert 2 Irish provinces. Might as well. No. Do I want to develop London at all for the Renaissance? Probably not. For now, I'll save the power. Although I kind of want to convert this province. There we go. I know I shouldn't really be wasting so much power on cultural conversion, but it does clean up things. For all those people who hate border gore and culture gore and religion gore, you should be a little bit happier. Can't say I'm the biggest fan of it either. Although I find it interesting that Portugal got Gibraltar. That's an interesting thing. I think they still have the mission to retake Tangiers, which means they must not have accomplished one of the other missions yet. Let's see, the Ottomans must have had a mission to take over Wallachia, as they've done so. They also must have had a mission just to take Constantinople and not Moreira, or, which is more likely, Serbia, yep, was allied to the Byzantines. They took a Serbian province and left the Byzantines with a single province. Makes sense. Venice is attacking Bosnia. Makes sense. Whoa! Ragusa is under attack. Oh, okay. I was going to say, I saw the Byzantines. I'm like, why are the Byzantines trying to kill Ragusa? They aren't, as a matter of fact. The Mamelukes are having some issues. Mamelukes are definitely having some issues. And actually, more importantly, of everything else, let's get rid of Henry VI. Bye, Henry. We do have... I'll designate Calais as the staple port. It defends Brabant, but it just doesn't cause much of an issue Brabant already was not on my side. And now there is a chance of the War of Roses triggering, so I better get some royal marriages out there. A royal marriage with the Portuguese sounds like a good idea. Royal marriage with the Austrians also sounds like a good idea. Ooh, that's a nice consort. We've got some potential here. This guy's also careful, which will help. Nice. War of the Roses could start at any time because our legitimacy is less than 90. Okay. I would like to get it to at least 90, and then it's a 1% per month. 15% chance of an heir. Really need an heir. I've only got 3 alliances, so I could theoretically start looking for another ally. What would I pick, though? I don't like any of these nations out there. I mean, Denmark might be one of my other best ones. If I could pull them into an alliance. I mean, I could get them as an ally. I'll allow myself to Denmark for now. Starting a bit of a oceanic alliance there outside of Austria. Royal marriage. That gives me a 20%. 20%? Should be 20%. There we go. 20% chance of an heir. I really do not want War of the Roses to occur. That is a disaster. But on the other hand, having that incompetent king in charge of my government was also very bad. At least we have a 977 income rather than what we had before, which was terrible. So we might actually catch up in tech a little bit. I doubt it, but Renaissance is still ticking onwards. How is Catholicism doing actually? 36. So something, the Pope just did something that lowered that value. I don't know. Oh, I need to deal with this governmental issue. I do not want to be stuck fighting the War of the Roses if I can avoid it. At all costs, avoid War of Roses. There we go. That'll slow it down. We need an heir, though. We're not York, and we do not have enough military skill. I wonder if there's a negative event to make sure I don't have military skill. Wouldn't be surprised. For now, we'll stay with staying in the English Channel, I think. Scotland has announced me as a rival. Good for Scotland. Holland is not independent. Okay. Oh, please don't give me War of the Roses. I do not want it. No flower wars here. We're not the Aztec. The Ottomans are really conquering their region, as is Muscovy. Taking out Novgorod to a good degree, at least. Sweden is still loyal for the time being. Barely. That's something to keep an eye on. Calais has almost got the Renaissance, which is going to be wonderful. And then we can worry about spreading it to London and stuff. But for now, we'll just sit here and listen to some nice music. I mean, if you guys can hear it. Apparently my two fleets are not merging together. Let's fix that. Everyone back to base. The French Navy still can't equal ours, which is good. Because in the event of a war, I have to rely on them to stop the French from landing on my shores. Sorry, did I say English fleet? I meant French fleet. War of the Roses still is getting closer to firing. Actually, since I'm looking for a new heir, let's go talk to Geltry over here, who has an old ruler. If my ruler died now, we'd have a succession war between Castile and France. We do not want that, but considering he's 19, I'm going to hope he doesn't die. Probably a dumb hope, but... You know, I really want this to be 1 per month. There we go. Almost 1 per month. I mean, it's not too big of a loss spending a little bit of money in these provinces because they're going to grow anyway. Plus they're farmlands. There we go. We have a new heir, but he is an 8 heir, so I don't like him, but we need to keep him around for now. Clergy. There is a chance that our 19-year-old ruler will rule for like 40 years, pass out of the Age of Discovery into the Age of Reformation, and we should be a lot better off. Speaking of which, do you think the Age of Reformation has a new thing for England being Anglican? I'm going to go out on a limb and say they probably took that into account. Three cities and electors. Interesting. Verden is an elector. These provinces are getting the Renaissance fairly nicely, actually. Kind of interesting that my French provinces are on average significantly richer than my English provinces. Aquitaine in particular is huge. Let's see what would happen if we were to attack France. We'd still only get Castile. We don't have enough with Austria. Portugal's still trying to recover. Denmark does not owe us enough favors. And I've got negative diplomatic reputation because I annexed the subject, of course. Of course I do. Oh, we need a new debate in Parliament. Advisor costs? I think that's the best one we can get there. We'll give Navy and Army commission since we don't have much, and then a military support. 10% cheaper advisors for now should be good. We could technically afford a better advisor. I don't think that's worth it now. We're improving relations with people around the world. If I were to attack Scotland, France and the Teutons would join us. And Richard Plantagenet has passed on. Now we have Jacob Howe. Wonder if this is the beginning of the Howe family's legendary military service in England. Because if you're curious and you're an American, or you're a British person, or you're anyone who's interested about history, General Howe was one of the British generals in the American Revolution. And I think he was the younger, so his father was part of that too. Hey, Lancaster is in charge of the Geltry throne. That's nice. Take that, von Habsburgs. Cool. That is totally not entirely useful, but I will take it. At least we got another person on our throne, and our dynasty is not just confined to England anymore. Assuming, of course, the guy lives to come of age. He's a bit more militaristically inclined than his father. That also could be handy. London is at 47%, even without me doing anything. Interesting. I'm going to go to London, and I'm going to increase the institution spread, because this is getting ridiculous. a little bit faster. Not immensely, but it's a little bit faster. I should probably also do that in Normandy as well, because that's a lot of development. What are we looking at over here? 1, 1, 9. Overall, pretty good. Obviously, I'm going to save this monarch points until we can actually advance in tech without a penalty. What are we doing with the Pope? Let's spend a little influence on the Pope, because if we did become papal controller, it would be a little bit of a tech discount. Let's see. Does anyone have any missions out here? I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Castile cannot get their mission to invade North Africa because they don't control Gibraltar, which in some sense has been very sneaky of the Portuguese. They've blocked Castile from expanding on that expansion tree. Anyhow, I should probably end this here. Next episode, we will get the Renaissance and not be so hopelessly backwards. We are 334. Everybody else is almost at 5, or in some cases 6. So we will quickly, hopefully, catch up there, and then we can worry about dealing with France after that. So thank you guys all for watching. If you enjoyed it, subscribe and hit the notification button thing that's on YouTube. And I will see you guys all next time. Bye for now.